Hi, welcome to Ara Technologies Data Pipeline. We are pleased to announce you how to use the data pipeline for Ara Technologies. Uh, the input you can give in a JSON file that you can see now. The important part is this highlighted item where you can put the Spark configuration. Here I am giving the app name and I am running on the local node, and the verbose is true means it will give lot of warnings and log errors. Number of executors when it is local, it does not mean anything. But if it is, if you are giving a Spark master, then the number of executors and core executors somebody give a has a value. And conf parameter is the parameters that you pass the configuration with that. Primarily, it has three major parts. One is the data source part, which is the input file that you want to load, and it has support for CSVs, Parquet format, or it can connect to a database. We can also connect to S3 and all those things that Spark supports. So this is the input file. Selected columns, if you give like this, it will take all the columns. Otherwise, you can give the column name here like column A, like this, and column B. Then it will take only those two columns. Then come to transformation. That is the most critical part, which actually does all those filtering, sampling, joining, all those things that you can do. So right now what I'm doing is instead of running on the whole data, I'm just creating a sample. So you can see here, so this is the data source, sample data. That is nothing but whatever I have loaded. So this data frame is called sample data, on which I'm applying the type sampling, and the output data format name is also sample. So I don't want to create too many data frames. And then I'm putting a condition called random. We also have options for stratified and other way. You can just go to our GitHub location like GitHub, and you can have our readme, which will give all the options available to you. It will give you all the options available to you, and it will explain you all those things. So let's go back to our screen again, and then this is a priority. Basically, it says the data pipeline number. So this one is the first one that it will execute. Then it will go to the second one, third one, fourth one, and if the type is same, you can have the conditions is an array. So you can have multiple conditions one by one. So it will run those conditions in the same order, and then it will give an output data frame called sample data. So here I am applying a UDF, and the name of the UDF is concatenate. You can go into our readme file and see what it does. So basically it takes column 1 and column 2 and give the output as a test column df and connect to the string. You can have a regex replace. It also have a lot of normalization available, like it can create a 0s coding and create a column called norm column 10, or it can also use the GS score for normalization. So it has, if you see, it has many data types that it supports. So you can give a data type here, like it is a string or it is long. So it will give an idea how it does. So this is about the transformations we have available. Then we have filters, we have joins. Uh, so there are multiple type of filters you can put. The basic difference between UDF and filter is like a where clause where you put a condition, while UDF runs on the whole column. So the UDF will transform column A to column B, while filter will create a subset of column A. So this is expression, which here you have options of putting a filter or file, whether you can take this guy as a constant or it is a variable and then you convert it. So you have expressions, you have R-like, you have drop duplicates, you have select expression. Basically what it does, it is like a select statement on the data frame which takes column 6, column 10 as none and the constant value 5, and then the column 10 multiplied by column 10, and star means all the columns is text. So these are the very useful when you are converting SQL or you're creating a data pipeline which you already have SQL. So you can just, instead of constant, you can put a file and you can just have a select statement and give the file location to read from there. Then you have enrichments where you have add columns, rename columns, delete columns, and you can give these columns. So basically what we are trying to do is we are creating a test column 1 which is created from the trim of column 10, and this is most of time the comma is separated, field separator, but in case of columns or where expressions we have semicolon as a field separator, because lot of functions have a comma as a parameter. So that's why we, anywhere we are taking expression, we are giving semicolon as a parameter. Then we have join types. We have multiple join types. We have union, intersect, and then inner, outer, and all those kind of joins that is supported. So if you see here, it is running as a priority 5, then it goes priority 6, and as I told, there is a stratified sampling also, which says that for I, take 0.8 and the default value is 0.02. So whatever the value is not there, this is a default value for that. And whatever you have given as a comma separated for those columns, it will create a sample using this 0.8, basically means 80% of that. Once you have filtering and conditioning and all those things done, then you probably want to do the aggregation. So you have aggregate functions which is supported by group by, and then we have count, which basically says that after doing the group by on the column 2, I want count of column 2, and here it is comma separated, so you can have a count of column 2, max of column 3. So this is a format you can support. As I told, there is multiple other way of enriching it, not only add columns, we have rename columns, reorder columns, replace columns. So basically what it does, it renames column 3 to 5. And then we have left outer join, we supported multiple joins. So basically what it does, it, if you see here we have 3 columns, while here we have only 2 columns. So it takes the first 2, it takes rename Vivek 1 to Vivek 2 and rename to rename, and if it has extra columns it will just ignore it, and this is a condition it will apply on the left outer join. So basically what it says is take a sample data, and again, since I don't have many data sources, I use the same data. I do a left outer join on these two based on the column, these columns, with the condition not equal to, and the output should be in the name called sample data. We also have add columns where we can use case statements. Rename all columns is the option available where you just want to append a name to all the columns which belongs to this data frame, and this becomes important when you have conflicting names. So you can have a sample underscore will connect to all databases and then it will save as sample underscore column 1, column 2, column 3, and all those things. Add column also, as I told, it supports case statement, which is basically the kind of SQL you support. Then we also have our own user defined way of if condition, where it looks if column 2 is not equal to null, and then 0, then make it replace by 5 by multiply by 5, that is 25. So basically if you see here, we using this JSON, and of course you can have more on the readme, you can do create your data pipeline, you create a JSON, and whatever the output you want to save, you have options of saving the output. It has multiple modes: append mode, save mode, uh, override, skip, all those things that is supported. So what it does, it goes to this location, and on this data frame, group data that is already defined upstairs here, it takes this data, and only column 2 it saves in a Parquet format at a location called user defined this thing, and then it will create a directory for this file, base underscore table. So you can create a JSON, and then this is the way to run the JSON. Let me go back. So if you are running on a single mode, you can, if you are on Unix, you can run like this, or if you are Windows, you can run like this. On Windows, you actually need a WinUtil also. Yeah, here it is written. So once you run that, you will get a output where you will see all the data frames and the file will be saved. And that's all. Your data frame is running end to end. Feel free to contact us for anything you need. Our email ID is support@rrtech.com. That is support@arrtech.com. And this should be the URL for us. So feel free to contact us, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.